How many times is professional wrestling gonna make grown men like me shed tears this year? Welcome back, everyone. This is Jason, aka J-Bone, of the Ramblin' About Wrestling podcast, right here to bring you my thoughts on the passing of Piper. I wanted to do this about a week ago. Unfortunately, I haven't had the time, so I'm trying to catch up on making some videos today. When I got the news, I was on my way out of town with my wife. We were on our way up north to celebrate our 1-year wedding anniversary. And yeah, not even a half an hour out of town that afternoon, Friday? Or Thursday. Whatever day it was, I'm sorry. The day he died, a few hours later after the news started coming out, I'm driving, my wife is at my side in the car, and she puts her hand on my shoulder, gives it a squeeze, and I kind of glance over at her and smile, and she's just got this blank look on her face, and she's staring at her phone, and I'm just kind of like, well, whatever, you know. Her head dips a little, and she's like, honey, I'm sorry. And I'm look over, I'm like, oh, I didn't really say anything. She's like, I really don't want to ruin your weekend, but I have some really bad news for you. And I was like, oh crap. I was like, all right, you know, hit me. She said, Piper's dead. He just died. And I'm like, Piper? You know? She's like, yeah, Roddy Piper's passed away. And I'm like, oh my God. I almost had to pull over the car. It hit me like a ton of bricks. I was like, oh man, one of the most incredible legends in wrestling, one of the ultimate bad guys. You know, like I said when I just did the Ultima Lucha review, when they did their tribute to him, it said the original Rudo, you know, as a bad guy. And when you think back to wrestling, and I've watched a lot of wrestling in my life, you know, one of my first memories of Piper is that feud that he had with Hogan and Mr. T. And such classic stuff, really was. And I know wrestling fans have certainly had their fair share of going back down memory lane, looking at old matches, old Piper pits, and remembering what he was to this industry, how he inspired so many to do what they do today in the wrestling industry. When I was watching Raw, I think Mizs actually said it the best. Well, one of the, everyone threw their 2 cents in this week, but I thought it was pretty cool how he did it, saying, there would be no Mizz TV, there would be no highlight reel, there would be no the list goes on and on. What was that guy? I was going to call it the Love Shack. No, not the Love Shack. I love you. That guy. I can't think of his name. So many so many, interview segments throughout the years that people had, and they wouldn't have been around had it not been for the infamous Piper's Pit. In a classic brawler, bad guy in the ring, inspired so many guys to do, like I said, what some of the best today. Whether you love him or hate him, he inspired Punk. He said that in his DVD. Guys like Dean Ambrose. You can see so much Piper in Dean Ambrose. I mean, it's tweaked. It's not exactly, but you know what I'm saying. Man, it's really sad. I think the WWE did a great job in the promo that they put together for him. They usually do a pretty stand-up job. Yeah, they just the network just put up a thing that I was about to watch, but I figured I'd just do this first and then I'll watch it later today. I think it's called Table for Three, and it's an interview between Mean Gene, Okerlund, Piper, and Orndorff, and it's that's got to be interesting. It's not a real long video. It looks like it's like less than a half an hour, so it should be nice. It's always fun listening to Piper talk about old stuff, old stories. He is one guy you could certainly learn a lot from. Yeah, no matter where he showed up, in what federation, company, you know what I mean, WWE, TNA, and most recently he was supposed to show up. I guess he had a deal on the table with Global Force Wrestling. He was supposed to do something with Chael Sonnen at one of their tapings and do some kind of Piper's Pit and sort of pass the torch in some way. That's not going to happen now, and it's a shame. It makes me appreciate meeting guys like I met at Global Force Wrestling when I met Jim Duggan. Good old Hacksaw made me appreciate that a lot more, just because, man, you never know. You never know when these guys are gonna, leave that ring for the last time. So yeah, he's gonna be sorely missed by millions of fans, but he will continue to inspire many, and I hope, the WWE does continue to honor him, put out merchandise. I hope they do. I know they did a DVD with him years ago, and I own it. I am kind of ashamed to say I have not watched it yet. It's just one I bought and I put on the shelf, and it's like, okay, when I get around to it, I get around to it. I need to sit down and I need to watch that as a fan, especially now. But I'm guessing they will put out another one, or at least another full special on Piper on the network, I'm guessing. So yeah, very sad about that, and man, 61, man, gone way too soon. But apparently he knew he wasn't going to live very long. You know, of course, probably very few people knew, you know, how hard he partied back in the day. I'm sure he, you know, settled down a lot now, but and obviously he had to change his lifestyle after becoming a cancer survivor and everything. But man, such a shame, really is. But yeah, like I've heard many people say throughout this past week, you know, that there's a hell of a WrestleMania going on up in heaven right now. You know, lots of greats: Dusty Rhodes, Warrior, list goes on and on. So yeah, if you're watching this video, you got a memory of Piper you want to share, put it in the comments below. I'd love to hear it. And that's about it. Rest in peace, Piper. You will be missed. Thanks for watching.